Hi. Are you Cheyenne? Is there someone else I can speak to? Oh, there's a supervisor. I don't remember her name, but she saw me the other day.
She'll be right with you.
Okay. And what's her name?
Cheyenne.
Her name is Cheyenne.
Her name is Chris.
Chris, okay.
She will be right here to introduce herself to you.
Oh, he's just doing like a telephone thing. Okay, I will.
Hi, are you Chris?
I am.
I remember speaking to you the other day. I think it was a Friday, is that right? I remember. Did you speak to the judge after we spoke about 9 a.m.?
Did I speak to the judge?
Yeah, Judge Donahue.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You and I spoke, and I told you that Judge Matthew Donahue was acting partially in favoring his employer. It was nine-ish.
Write a letter?
Yeah, you suggested I write a letter, and then the judge explicitly mentions a motion to disqualify when he dropped a letter less than an hour after that. Did you speak to the judge?
I have not spoken to the
Okay,
judge, so
cool.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, I was making a
You have
statement.
a letter?
Yes, I submitted it
Right.
per your suggestion,
Yeah.
but the judge seems to have anticipated a motion from the plaintiff. I just find that odd.
I don't know.
There's nothing to not know, whether you remember or not, as it might be. And then I filed a complaint with Chris Westfall, but I want to make sure I register it with you since you're the supervisor, Chris. I filed this
Supervisor,
to
so-
change venue on April 16th. What date does the docket show? Could Cheyenne pull that up?
What are you talking about?
The docket, the electronic records that I have access to as one of the parties.
Okay.
Cheyenne,
I don't
does,
understand your question.
So are you asking us to reference a filing? We're happy to do that. If you
Yeah.
can give us the case number, we can pull it up if that's what you
Okay.
want.
I don't know why you don't go just pull it up yourself.
because the date is false on the docket.
Okay, a docket is not that. So
Right, the
that's why
docket
you're-
says April 18th.
Well, that's
Because
probably what
Cheyenne
I'm saying.
didn't, somebody filed it 2 days different. And that's a material difference in fact that the court had access to that altered after I submitted it. The third thing was,
3 to 5 business days.
Yeah.
let me see.
And you said you already talked to Chris Westfall?
I sent him an email, yeah.
Okay. Would you like to speak to him again?
Yeah, sure, is he here?
Oh, I think so.
Sure, I'll speak with him.
And can you write your name down for me?
It's a struggle. What can I do to make it less struggling?
Pull me back over there.
Maybe it was a,
Better monitor is not working. I can see programs that I'm opening, but it doesn't pop up anything. And it doesn't.
You don't need that guy?
I don't, nah, it's hard to do anything with just one screen, but I can go through that today.
there was an order, but it must not be this one, it's the 30th. Maybe it was in there, I don't know. No, it was. It was Shelley Bosshart Davis. No, it was Shelley Bosshart Davis. Where did it go? There it is. Third.
Sir, what's the case number?
25 SC 06253. There's also a missing file that's not on the docket. 3 things. Chris told me Chris was coming. You're telling me to go sit in the hallway?
And wait, because we have other customers, yes.
Yeah, it's real busy. I don't see anybody behind me.
Thank you.
Just another testament to the unreliability of your words to testify to the facts.
Sir, step out.
Oh,
Out into the hallway now, please.
I was walking on my way to do that. Does that just go? Okay, yeah, that's what I was doing. I don't know why you want to feel like you're in control when you make mistakes.
Luckily, it was only like 4 days trial. Yeah, no, and it was just 88 holds of everybody.
Oops.
Upstairs, started anything. Great. So I appreciate it. You get a chance to stay. This court, this last court took over here, Judge Williams, he retired. It wasn't too long ago, so that's why, the newest went up there. He comes back whenever, he always manages to come back on the days we're doing like potlucks. We're like doing our Halloween thing, and he's like, oh, Judge Williams.
He's probably still on the.
Oh. They asked me to step out, claiming that there were other customers. There are not other customers, and they berated me as I was leaving. I wanted to make sure I registered that with you in case they try and falsely accuse me of doing something and therefore target me for harassment.
Okay, the trial court administrator is coming down to talk to you.
Okay, great. Thank you. That was the enforcement officer. I had to make sure that they knew if they got a call that it would be abuse and harassment.
How you doing?
All right.
I have our notepad every morning.
They said,
Yeah.
Different.
It's still legal, Pat, I mean, I'm gonna have to look at this.
All the jargon.
Yeah.
Sorry, boss.
Yeah.
Office, you know,
Yeah, you need Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I mean, it helps when there's one witness. And we're not switching people around or anything like that. It makes it kind of like run smooth. It makes it smooth because we didn't have any other hearings. We're not having to run all over the place, like shuffle attorneys around, shoo them out of the courtroom. Because I think something else.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead. They know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. And I like working for Judge Donahue. He's our presiding judge. He has his docket. He has all the juvenile cases. Good morning.
One still.
I heard. We have the list. Yeah. We just, we're not going to refer to. And it's really like, it's a privacy thing, and it's like a protection thing. I think more during like the selection process. Do we know where we're? If it makes you all feel better, you can just call me clerk 2. Clerk 2. You can just call me that.
If you want that for privacy.
Yeah.
I gotta go bring it around. I know, that's all right.
Is this the gentleman I'm looking for?
What's the
Okay.
break?
Hi.
I'm Chris Westfall.
Hi, Chris. You got a couple of emails from me. Would you prefer to stand or sit?
Oh, I'm fine standing.
Okay.
So I understand there's a concern about small claims case.
That's correct.
Okay.
And I have 2 emails to you as well concerning the same case. With Judge Matthew Donahue. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
It might be helpful to have the docket handy, but I'm happy to explain it without the docket.
Sure,
Okay.
please, go ahead.
So I filed a motion to change venue, April 16th.
Okay.
It's file stamped, April 16th. Cheyenne received it. She filed it on the docket according to, as though it were filed the 18th. It's a material fact that alters the viability of the case. The second thing, apparently the judge entered a motion, an order, to name the state of Oregon the sole defendant on April 30th. That appears nowhere on the docket. I don't know if the judge saw it. I don't know if that is difficulty trusting the veracity of that signature, because it looks digitally entered. It has a timestamp, but it's nowhere on the docket.
I think docket is referring to office.
Whatever I have access to,
Sure.
and Chris and Cheyenne are referring to as the docket, does not reflect these 2 files correctly. And I know that facts are tantamount in courts. Am I about right?
Facts are definitely crucial.
They're definitely crucial. I was here on May 7th. I asked why my 3rd request for change of venue had not been ruled on. I made this one. I made a second one. I made a motion to expedite the change of venue, all of which Judge Donahue seemingly ignored. And again, I can't be certain that he's read it because the dates are wrong. I've got an order that wasn't entered into public access. And then on May 7th, I spoke with, is her name Chris as well?
Correct.
I spoke with her and I mentioned how it's difficult to trust the court when the judge seems to be, from my perspective, limited view, favoring his former employer. Are you aware that Judge Donahue, according to this order, has named his former employer as a defendant in the case and still decides to sit?
You're referring to the state of Oregon?
That's correct. Specifically, the Oregon Department of Justice Trial Division. That was his last employment before entering the bar, the bench.
Sure.
That seems to throw some doubt on my ability. That hinders my ability to trust this court, Benton County Circuit Court.
Sure.
Then finally, I went in and spoke with Chris, and she advised me write a letter to the judge. So I went about doing that. And immediately after lunchtime, I filed my motion to disqualify Judge Donahue for the series of incidences that infringe my ability to trust him to adjudicate this case fairly. And magically, he mentions, without prompting, unless Chris spoke to the judge, I don't know if that's proper, but it sure looks like he knew something was happening, because an hour later, he dismisses my federal civil rights. And now I'm just here, I want to make sure I've got the facts, because I've now been asked by the state of Oregon to review their order, their work that they're doing on Judge Donahue's behalf. Instead of drafting the order himself, the attorneys are having to do it. The attorneys who entered into this court in direct violation of ORS 46-415 subsection 4, which bars attorneys at law from entering small claims. So from the get-go, my rights have been absolutely decimated. And all I want to know are all those facts that I just shared with you that I need to take into consideration when I review this order that the judge is having the state of Oregon prepare for him?
Is it a fair assessment to consider that you putting that here means you're recording this conversation?
This is a public venue, is it not?
I'm just asking.
Yes, it is.
Okay, very good. May I look at the documents that you've provided here?
2, 3.
Would you mind if I take these with me?
I would mind, because I do not trust the court to act either competently or without corruption. I don't know what to call you I don't know what to name these mistakes, if they're incompetence or corruption, which is to say someone's lying and doing something other than their work, or they're just making a mistake. Either way, I am the one being deprived of the benefits of my citizenship. So I'm very sorry. I have lost my ability to trust the court. You can review them right here, but I don't know if the court even has copies of them, because this was served to me, but it doesn't appear on the docket.
Sure.
So I don't know what, like maybe stuff goes missing. I don't know.
Logan, if I hear you correctly, you're uncomfortable with me because you consider that I'm part of the corrupt system. You just told me you don't want me to take
I'm a
these documents.
philosophy major. Would you like me to make that statement more concise?
I don't need you to do that. Just
Oh, okay, sure.
If you just want to
That's right. I do not trust you.
Okay, all right. Then I'm not going to continue this conversation. I'm not comfortable with that idea. If you're considering that I'm not trustworthy. then
Are you
really don't.
abdicating your responsibility as the court administrator?
I am not.
Okay, so I imagine this isn't a volunteer, I imagine you're paid. So you are getting money to do a job, but you want something more than money to do your job. Is that correct?
Logan, I'm not going to continue that vein of a conversation. My job is maybe something you don't quite yet understand.
Sure.
But we can accept that, all right?
Okay.
I'll go back and look to see if we have. The only reason I want to look at these documents is to compare them with what we have in our case records. So you're telling me they're not in the case records. I hear what you're saying. I'm going to need to confirm that.
I can accompany you to the public computers, but everything behind that wall represents something that I don't have access to. Why should I trust your own closed wall system when you can check down the hall?
Sure. Because what I need to confirm is some things show up in public display and others do not. And I don't
Do you
know-
understand what you just said violates the trust that people are supposed to have in the courts? Why is there a second system? Like, I don't see anything in the order saying it's sealed.
There's a difference between having something sealed and having something confidential. I don't know anything about the specifics of what
I'll
this
accompany you.
case is.
I'll accompany you to a computer if you like.
You're not coming back to our secured spaces, but you can
So,
come to our front counter with us.
That's a private space that is not, that violates the trust that we are supposed to have in our systems, not just as Oregonians, but as Americans.
Sure. I see your perspective, and it's unfortunate that we have that challenge. That is, how do we work these processes without having that feeling be something that you're engendered with? But you're welcome to accompany me to a front counter.
I'll go to the front counter, but I have to maintain these copies
Yeah,
with me.
please.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can come around to 101. This space that I think you've been in.
Over here. Yeah. Whatever.
I thought there was a computer here. There's not. Let's go to 104.
Okay.
I apologize for that.
This is filed.
This is going to take us a moment.
Okay.
Just hold up. Logan, while we're waiting for this, I understand and I can tell you're upset. I don't believe that your disagreement is with me. I don't believe that your disagreement is with Chris. Maybe it is, but I'm not feeling that's the disagreement that you have. I have a feeling that your disagreement is with the outcome or the proceedings that you're feeling with the judge. Is that
I'm
okay?
sorry you're feeling that way.
Oh, okay, so I'm mistaken. So your disagreement is with me?
Nope.
Okay. Do you feel like you have a disagreement with Chris?
Would you say a disagreement in the facts as I've presented them?
I'm talking about your level of frustration.
I'm not commenting on your inner disposition. I appreciate it if you're not subject me to your assessment of what you think my interdisposition is.
All right, I'm just trying to make sure that we are able to communicate
Yeah,
past
we
the
are.
frustration, beyond the frustration.
I don't know what you're calling frustration.
You seem very agitated.
I'm sorry you feel that way, but that's in your interpretation.
Yeah, I'm just telling you how I'm feeling.
Okay. I haven't told you how I feel.
Okay. So if you're not upset, that would
It's
be
not your
helpful to me.
place to reflect on my interdisposition, is it?
It certainly is.
Why is that?
I'm trying to facilitate a clearing of misunderstandings.
You're a representative of the court that deals primarily in facts,
All
not
right, all right.
feelings.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Oh, God. Sure, whatever. I'm happy to recite the case number if you like.
Okay, what's the case number?
25 SC 06 253.
This is set up now, that's, this one I want to walk out and come back to, so that we make sure that actually has to be for.
Okay, so you have a few documents. What's the first one?
Motion to change venue is that April 16th or April 18th?
Both the documents. Let's make sure it's the same document.
How do you go? So it's on the case. And his, the thing with this is it's file stamped the 16th, but should enter it to the 18th.
She entered it on the 18th.
So we have 3 of ideas.
Awesome. Second one, the order to name sole defendant as his former employer, dated April 30th. Is that on the docket at all? Should I believe this is a real thing?
It's right here.
Can you go back to the docket itself? Five one, another date, but it is within 3 days.
No, that's the date it's entered. It was signed on this date.
5-1 is different than 4:30.
Right
That's
here.
what I was asking. Yeah.
Right here, it says it was signed on 4:30.
Okay.
So this data entry is correct.
Okay.
So these
Um,
dates, so Logan, the difference is that these dates are when the staff are processing things.
mhm.
Don't have either a statute or a rule that requires you file something, you put it on the case the same day.
I have checked those computers, and that document is not there on 4:30 or 5-1. It may be there now, but every time I've looked, it hasn't appeared there. I couldn't find it.
Sure, it was put on there on that.
Okay.
one day.
It appears there now. Okay, great. Thank you. It's a loud one. Oh no. There. Excuse me.